of smart money. It used to be that smart money was old money, that basically just went through generation after generation. Uh, you learned by osmosis, how to be rich, what rich people do, and you just did it, and you stayed rich. And that's why, like the Rothschilds and other rich families, Rockefellers. I mean, I think the Rothschilds have been. I'm not sure if they're the ones. I think they might be like one of the richest families in the world for like 800 years. I could be wrong, but there's a few families like from Italy, I think, that have been like the richest families in the world for like since like the 12 or 1300s. So basically, that was the definition of smart money. Just be lucky enough to be born rich. They teach you everything you need to know. You just have like a certain confidence. Like money attracts to confidence. It attracts not to bravado, but money goes to where it's well treated. That's the first rule of money, just like people do. So people that just have kind of like an unconscious, subconscious, whatever, inclination in terms of how to make money and what it takes to make money and how to treat other people and what to do in business. You pick up those things unconsciously from your role models. Sometimes they're consciously taught also, but that's the old definition of smart money. The new definition of smart money has a couple different aspects. The first aspect is that uh, uh, learning is the new doing. I've done podcasts in the past that said that you have to be very action oriented because you have to take massive action, but because of exponential technologies, especially artificial intelligence, but also associated exponential technologies like robotics and quantum computing and blockchain and DeFi and autonomous uh, driving and Internet of Things and more. What's happening is that if you don't understand where the world is going, then massive action probably hurts you more than it helps you because you'll be moving, but you'll be moving in the wrong direction. There's a famous. I'm laughing because there's a famous saying about a plane crashed in the jungle, and all the people set off, in a direction with machetes. They spent like 2 or 3 days cutting through the machetes, and they couldn't get out of the jungle. And one guy, instead of like joining the group, all he did was climb the tallest tree. And he realized that all the people that had gone off with machetes, had gone off in the wrong direction. If they had gone off in the other direction, they would have long ago gotten out of the jungle. So, you know, learning is the new doing because if you just take massive action without knowing what you're doing, and especially knowing about these exponential technologies, because these are the driving forces in every field today, some more than others, but increasingly, uh, then it's like you're running in a treadmill. It's like, my God, I'm exhausted. I ran 20 miles, yeah, but I'm still standing in the same place. Like you can run your whole life on a treadmill. A lot of people do. They say it's not a matter of climbing mountains. It's about climbing the right mountains. Like you could put your ladder next to a building, but if it's the wrong building, you get to the top, climbing the corporate ladder, and you're at the top of the building, but it's not the building you want to be on. It's the same thing can happen in marriage. You can marry the wrong person. You have to kind of know what you're doing. So the first rule of smart money is information, and the second new rule the second new rule of smart money is emotional intelligence. Like it used to be in the past. I mean, emotional intelligence was always the key because, like, if you got kicked out of your tribe when you were a cave person, caveman or cavewoman, you wouldn't survive because it's like you get eaten by a tiger or whatever, so you couldn't hunt, by yourself, so effectively. So emotional intelligence has always been critical to survival, but it used to be that there was more physical prowess involved. Like, the biggest, strongest person was the best hunter. They got, their choice of wives. They got, first choices. It used to be that physical, and then it used to be that intellectual. Like in the knowledge economy, it was brain power because it's like who's ever good with computers and the nerds. I mean, that's still the case to some degree because, like Elon Musk, but Elon Musk has great emotional intelligence also. It's moving in even beyond, intellectual ability. First, it moved to beyond physical ability. First, like in the, while in the old days, like in caveman days, you had to be physically strong, and then even as a farmer, you had to be like physically strong to do all the manual labor, and you had to have a lot of, perseverance. Um, But then, you started working in factories, and then you started working at computers, and more the mental came into play. But now we don't live in the informational age; we live in the post-informational age. If you don't agree with that, just think about this one fact: that it's not that we don't have enough information; it's that we have too much information. It's information overload. Like everybody has Google, you can find out pretty much everything. Everybody knows more information than they could ever, know what to do with. It's a matter of context and being able to apply the information. So this is where emotional intelligence comes in, because you have to understand, you know, not only how to set up informational networks, but how to, leverage that with other people so that, everyone's working as a cohesive unit, and that, you're not upsetting people, and that people want to work with you. Because, the human element, when technology is like a constant, and people have it, and I'm not saying like some people don't have a lot more technology than others, they do, but everybody has more information than they know what to do with. See, I'll give you an example of the emotional intelligence as it relates to smart money. So the stock market, like there was always market manipulation, probably because people always put FOMO, like they always started rumors and things like that to make people buy things that aren't very good. And pump and dump has probably been around forever. Pump and dump has taken on like a huge new, because just the amount of informational sources, like all of social media, Reddit, and everything else, like CNBC and blogs and YouTube, and the amount of FOMO that you could do that right now is like on steroids. And it's quick. It's kind of like you can get in and out, of FOMO. And I mean, I don't know for sure, but this is just what it seems like in the market. You can get in and out of FOMO probably, and pump and dump, much quicker than ever. So, like, obviously, I definitely don't believe in crime. I think crime doesn't pay, and I think that most people that are criminals usually get caught, and for good reason, and I'm happy about that. But what it is that we have regulatory agencies that are kind of like behind the times sometimes in terms of keeping up, but they do the best they can. But in terms of smart money, uh, what's happening more than ever is that people are using the social forums and the social networks to kind of prey on people and give them bad information, and profit from it. Like even if you look at like a lot of the projects, like the penny stocks and the crypto projects, and probably the bigger stocks as well. There's so much information that goes out. I mean, the larger companies are a little bit better probably regulated, so they're more careful with their communications. But some of these, crypto and other projects, the communities, the Discords, the Telegrams, even probably the Twitters to some degree, uh, the Reddits. It's just I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, you can look at it, you can judge it for yourself. But those are the two new rules of smart money.